Which beauty brand do fashion designer Masaba Gupta, Bollywood actress Katrina Kaif, and Victoria's Secret supermodel Gigi Hadid have in common? Forget about the international brand, it's our homegrown Indian brand, Nykaa. Namaste everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Pooja Sharma and in today's video we are going to talk about Nykaa. Nykaa of course doesn't need an introduction for any woman watching this video particularly. Nearly everyone who has shopped online is familiar with the brand Nykaa as it has become synonymous with beauty shopping in India. So what has helped Nykaa to stand out in this competitive e-market and what differentiates Nykaa from other big brands like Amazon, Flipkart? We'll find out in this video. Nykaa is the typical being at the right time, right place story. A lot of things worked in favor of Nykaa. Launched in 2012, the platform grew mainly on the back of four macroeconomic factors, and they are: number 1, low cost internet; number 2, smartphone penetration; number 3, increasing spend on fashion from tier 2 cities; and number 4, rising influence of the social media influencers. These factors led to the birth of a new wave of online buyers who were comfortable buying online without physically touching the product or visiting the shop first. So in 2014-15, the e-commerce space in India was at an inflection point as it had just started seeing high growth in the online purchases. And the beauty and personal care space, or BPC as it is called, was absolutely underserved market because big players like Amazon and Flipkart, they were growing rapidly on other verticals but were not investing much in the beauty and personal care space. This is what helped Nykaa stand out from the rest and more importantly gave it the much needed time to build a credible brand in the market. Now let us quickly understand their business model and see what factors helped them become the only profitable e-commerce player in India. In their red herring prospectus, Nykaa calls themselves a digitally native consumer technology platform. Don't feel intimidated about it. These are just technical jargons used by the companies to improve their brand positioning in the market. Anyway, the biggest factor that differentiated Nykaa from all the other e-commerce players is its inventory model. Unlike a marketplace model that Amazon and Flipkart follows, where the third-party sellers list their products and the marketplace gets a fixed commission on every sale that happens, what Nykaa does is, for their beauty and personal care offering, they buy the products from the brands and the distributors and then sell directly to the customers from their platform. The inventory-led business model helps them in two ways. First, it helps them ensure that the products sold on their platform are authentic, with which time helps them to build the trust in the minds of the customers. And secondly, because they are buying the products directly from the brands and in some cases even manufacturing their own private labels, they get an even better profit margin to play with. While for their fashion division, Nykaa smartly operates a marketplace model, that is, they do not hold any inventory themselves. And this is quite a wise decision if you ask me, because you see, in fashion, unlike BPC products, trending fashion changes rather quickly. So there is a high risk of the dresses and the clothes you stored in your inventory going out of fashion, which would then lead to a dead stock collection. Thus, by not owning any inventory for their fashion division, Nykaa minimizes its inventory risk very effectively. Now let us see some of Nykaa's biggest strengths. First, of course, is their founder, Mrs. Falguni Nair. Her past achievements speak for themselves. She had been an investment banker at Kotak Mahindra Capital for 19 years, where she even got promoted as the managing director in the year 2005, a position she held till the very end. And you can see her leadership qualities reflecting in the company's value system as well. If you ask Nykaa's regular customers, they would say its biggest USP is their honest and open policy. Unlike Flipkart and Amazon, they mention every detail about the product on their platform, including the expiry date of the product. These small acts of honesty go a long way in building a true customer loyal base. We'll see how in the next point. Now, the second factor is a crucial metric to judge any e-commerce business, and that is contribution to gross merchandise value by existing and new customers. Now, what is gross merchandise value? It is a term used in online retailing to indicate the total value of merchandise sold through a marketplace over a certain time frame. This is a very important metric as it tells you how many of your old existing customers are coming back to buy from your platform. Because you see, one of the biggest costs of any online business is the customer acquisition cost. Basically, the cost that you pay to Google or to Facebook to acquire a new customer every time. So if you have to pay a high customer acquisition cost to get new customer every time and the retention rate of your old customers is low, then it will of course reduce your profitability. And as you can see in this graph here, Nykaa does extremely well on this front. It continues to get more GMV from its existing customers than the new ones, which indicates a high level of loyalty among its customers, as also we had seen in the first factor. The third key strength of Nykaa is its brilliant influencer marketing strategies. Over the years, Nykaa has strategically built a network of more than 3,000 influencers who work extensively to grow platforms' reach. This army of new age digital creators and influencers has helped Nykaa reach out to India's aspiring population from Tier 3 and Tier 4 cities who now constitute a majority of their annual revenue. And the reason I consider their marketing strategies to be brilliant is that it creates awareness and it grows interest among the customers by educating and guiding them through makeup tutorial videos and other do-it-yourself content, which then helps the customer first decide which product they actually need and then guiding them how to use the product in the best manner. The fourth key strength of Nykaa, and probably the biggest as compared to other e-commerce giants, is its omni-channel presence. That is their presence in both online and offline stores. And this is especially important for beauty and personal care space, as unlike other e-commerce categories where say you would be comfortable buying a mobile phone online or a book online, customers of BPC products prefer to get the touch and feel experience first before arriving at the buying decision. And that is why you will see big cosmetic brands giving out free samples to try out at their physical retail outlets. So to provide a similar experience to its digital customers, Nykaa launched first physical retail outlet in the year 2014. And since then, it has expanded its physical presence rapidly, and this has interestingly helped their online sales as well, because earlier the customers found it difficult to believe an online e-commerce company selling authentic cosmetic products. These physical outlets help to break that perception, and now what many like to do is experience the product offline and then order the product online at a discounted rate. Now, like all businesses, Nykaa has its own share of threats looming in their business. Number 1. E-commerce regulations. This is single-handedly the biggest threat to all the e-commerce platforms. Changing government regulations and legal frameworks, introduction of newer and stricter regulations, all these pose a huge threat to Nykaa. And an inability to comply to the changing regulations would then only increase the risk of costly litigations and possible sanctions. Number 2. The rise in competitors. With Reliance and Tata's building their own e-commerce platform like Ajio and Tata Digital respectively, and with continuous threats from e-commerce giants like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, this space isn't short of competitors. And if this wasn't enough, a new startup named Purple, which is also an e-commerce platform for beauty products, has recently raised a funding of $45 million to scale aggressively. So you see, this increasing number of direct and indirect competitors will test Nykaa's ability to keep expanding and maintaining their customer base. Number 3. Health and environmental concerns regarding chemical products. With growing awareness towards environmental sustainability, industries producing a lot of unchecked toxic waste will be put under pressure by the governments. And anyway, textile and cosmetic industry are two of the highest polluting industries in that respect. If the products made by these companies are not made environment friendly, then there is a possibility of them having to pay huge penalties in the future, if not a complete ban. The fourth and the last threat is the worsening economic condition of our country. This is something most of the business analysts seem to be putting under the carpet or just simply ignoring, but the deteriorating economic conditions of India due to some of the disastrous decisions or actions or non-actions taken by the current government has not only led to the closure of many small businesses, but has also taken unemployment and inflation to record levels. And if this continues and people have difficulty running their households, then cosmetic and beauty products would be one of the first items to go out of spending habits. This reduced purchasing power of people could affect Nykaa in the short run, but in the long run, India is here to stay. Governments will come and go, their bad policies will end, but India, my friends, is here to stay. Until next time, namaste, bye bye, and take care. Oh, by the way, if you have not subscribed to the channel, come on, I highly suggest that you do it right away. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with at least 5 friends of yours and help them enhance their knowledge and become smarter. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.